Hello and welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2014 4x4. That's the DLC for 4x4, not just me going, look, it's a 4x4. Although it is quite surprising still to see a 4x4 in the 4x4 DLC. But that's a different story. Okay, right, this was the last job. We had to fix the engine, but before we start anything else, I just wanted to remember, which is its own special challenge for me. Let's come across, we've got 13 grand, let's spend it on some learning. Right, I definitely like a bit of this, so let's spend 5 grand on that, and then a little bit more on becoming a better mechanic. This puts down to, ooh, not very much, but let's risk it. Oh, 5 grand, look, still plenty. Awesome. Alright, so we're a little bit better knowledged, because that's a word. And now we're ready for the next customer, so let's bring in the next one, see what they need. Okay, and look, it's not 4x4. So, someone missed their interim checks and now his car is ruined. Something bangs here, something bangs there, it makes a whole bunch of noises while I'm driving it. Can you thoroughly check it and make it as new? For 9 grand? Probably. Although I do like the generic blahness of it all. So who knows what's wrong. Right, well, let's do some checks on it first to make our job easier. So first things first, well, it's a bit swish, isn't it? Let's do an OBDBU. Reading is EEP. Oh, look that, we can check the scanner out. Wow, look how the gear stick sort of disappears into a sort of a lush, overbrighted valley. Overbrighted, that's another new word. Awesome. Good, that's enough enjoying the interior. Let's take it for a rolling road. Yes, take it on the diagnostic path, please. It's quick and boring, but it's informative. Once you understand how to read the information it gives. Oh, come on, I'm holding the brake. There we go. Wow, okay, rear brakes, a little bit knackered. Suppose he's still alive, this guy. Suspension, knackered at the front. Well, not knackered perhaps, but not a happy suspension. Okay, so suspension and brakes. Good, got all that to look at. Yeah, right. Sorry, dozed off slightly there, looking at nothing actually. Right. Okay. So the brakes and suspension certainly are things that need looking at. So let's get the wheels off. Nice shiny wheel. And these don't look too bad. Brake pad, that's there, okay, right, that's not a happy. Let's get rid of that. ITA tie rod, ITA. That's sure that's not how you really meant to say it. So this all looks nice, and the suspension arm on the other side looks just weird, isn't it? The suspension arms on the front right seem to go on these cars. Some issue with the roads around here. But if it's anything like our bloody our council, they seem to leave the roads in disrepair as a way of speed calming. All it really does is annoy people and knacker up their bloody cars. And then they end up people going on long rat runs to get away from the horrible roads that they're being made to drive over. Okay, so I need to take off that arm. Oh god, look at the exhaust manifold is knackered, so I have to take off the whole of the exhaust to get to that. Fair enough. And bush there needs fixing. Okay, I need to get up in the air to look at those. So let's check the rear brakes. So the front brakes didn't look too bad. Yeah, faster bolting. Okay, there's definitely some issues here. This caliper's not happy either. But yeah, again, it's married to some decent brake pads, which seems a bit strange, or whatever. So that brake disc needs to go. And how's that? That's alright, isn't it? But the suspension arm, is that what it's called? Yeah, it's a bit fooked, as is the bush, rubber bush. No income tax, no VAT, no money back. My God. Sorry, I'm getting carried away by my bush reference to the Shepherd's Bush line in the Only Fools and Horses music. Classic theme to a classic show. If you don't know what Only Fools and Horses is, you're probably from a different country. I advise you to look it up. You might not like it because it might be very British humour, but it's an absolute classic. Alright, so it's time to rise it up and deal with the suspension and exhaust problems. So we've got a problem with this part of the exhaust. Oh, I need to click it. There we go. And you've got a problem with this bit of the exhaust as well, the rear left muff. So, well, we have to take it all off anyway to get to the manifold. I assume there's no problems with axles or stuff, but we'd have to take off the part of the rear suspension at least to get to the suspension arm that we have to remove on the back. So, it's not too bad. Not too bad a job. It's not like on some cars we can remove the whole exhaust at once. Anyway, whatever. So, we need to get this off. This is the V6 cat converter, which is 10%. Okay, so this is all that we can get off of the exhaust. To get the manifold off, we have to put it down. So whilst we're underneath, though, we're going to look at the suspension, which definitely needs some work. I need to get this bushing out as well. Stop calling them bushings, they're bushes. There we go. And then we get the suspension arm off. Okay, I think that's the only problem with suspension on this side. The rest of it all looked right. So, oh, I'm at the rear, of course. I'll just work my way forward. So we need to take off the rear suspension arm, which you can just do straight. Now, whilst we're here, how quality... oh yeah, that absorber is dead. Spring is fine, though. So, how about this side? Ah, it's the spring that's dead, not the suspension arm. Okay. That keeps it mixed up, doesn't it? Keeps you on your toes. And buy all the wrong parts. I've sold all the bits in my inventory, but oh my word, I had about 5 parts I didn't need. It's just keep buying the wrong bloody bits. Alright, so I haven't taken off the exhausty bit yet, the manifold, but I know I need one of those. Alright, so things that we need. I don't know how many of those. Oh, we should go and fix things at the vice first, because the brake calipers and such, they can definitely be fixed. Yes. 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 Need to fix all of this. Alright, all nice and shiny. So what else do I need? I need an engine manifold, and I need 2 brake discs, 2 brake pipes, 2 brake discs, 2 brake pads, V6 converter, and a back left muffler. What are they called? Exhaust pipe. No, they're probably called mufflers. Muffler, V6 rear left. That's the one I need. And an outer tie rod. I remember I need. Oh, and a rear suspension spring. I remember I need. Crikey, all this memory stuff. It's all very exciting. Right, can't do any of the exhaust stuff yet, because I need to bring it down and place the manifold. But I can get on with the suspension. Oh, I didn't buy any bushes. Anyway, suspension I can go back on. Awesome, I didn't check the rear bushes, which I could do whilst I'm here. Oh, was that another outer tie rod I needed? Was that the one I removed? And suspension arm goes on here. And I need to put the spring back on over here. Alright, and I need a rear suspension, what are they called? That's right, I need a flip. So I need 2 outer tie rods as it happens. Did I buy 1? Where the hell is it? Yes, I bought 1. And the brake pads, yeah. Rear spring, yeah. No, shock absorber rear and 2 rubber bushings. So it's really hard to tell because all the bits are all over the place in my inventory. So 2 rubber bushings and something else. Oh no, rear shock absorber. So R for rear. Nope, shock absorber then. Shock absorber rear. Awesome. Okay, don't fall behind the chairs. And here we go. Shock absorber rear. For tank. A little bolty. And then I have to drop it like it's hot. Let's get into the manifold. There might be obvious other engine-y problems that I'm not aware of yet, but oh, how do I take you off then? I thought I had to. I'm in the wrong mode. Awesome. Catches me every time. Well, quite a few other times, despite I've only played this for a few minutes here and there. Alright, so just the old bolt for this, and then I'll do my magic trick of unbolting the other side from here, do the old reach around. Kids love that trick. Oh, that's possibly a little bit below the belt. Oh dear, I followed it up with another bad reference. Oh, there's a recalcitrant bolt. There we go, that drops the manifold out. Awesome. And whilst I'm here, I wanted to remember things. Oh, why can't I put that on? That seems odd. Oh, because I'm in the engine hub. If I go into the wheel hub, I shall be able to do that. Okay, bolty. Now, is this a brake issue place? No. Okay, the back was the brake problem area. Okay. Brake. More brakes, then you can shake the brake it. Brake stick. Surely you can't brake a stick at as many brakes as that. I don't know. I guess I can put the wheels on. It feels a bit premature, but I think I've done everything I need to with the wheels. Sounds awful in its own way. Okay, and then the other side. Brakey. Caliper. Alright. And a big shiny wheel. Woo! Wave the bin. Alright. Okie dokie. So, what else needs doing? I need to... Did I buy an extra outer tie rod? No. Alright, so that's the first jib. One more outer tie rod, please. Oh, gone past them. Outer tie rods. Yes. Oh, that one. Alright, and it goes. And no brakes required for here, so back on goes the wheel. Okay, so what else do we have to do? We have to put the exhaust back together and also check the engine. Right, so let me just double check what you wanted doing. Corrosion bangs, noises, nothing about the power so much perhaps, so I don't know if the engine itself is an issue. Obviously there have been some power because of the cat, or lack of cat I guess. Now, oh okay, I have taken the bush out of here. What about you, Mr. Bush? You also require replacement. Awesome. Right, now. Oh, I didn't... Oh, I can't do that now. Is a fuel. I should have put the new one on before I can put it back up in the air. It's almost like I don't care. Right, so, Bush is fine. And he say, bullshit, fine. This one isn't fine. Let's go into remove mode and remove it. Okay, so we need one more rubber bush. Bush, 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 bush. Rubber bush. And I haven't taken off any more parts, I assume, that require that. No, and I have to click on the close because it's irritating. So, rubber bush. Is it not going that side? Memory's doing so well today. Right, so rubber bushing. And drop it like it's hot, as our friend the doctor would say. And then we can stick on the new exhaust manifold, which I don't think I've bought. Have I bought? Exhaust manifold V6. Our survey says. Okay, so exhaust manifold V6. Exhaust manifold V6. Just 1,300 of your dollars for this one piece. Slightly complicated, to be fair. You wouldn't want to drop it or bend it, would you? So it looks like it fits fairly. You know, trying to fit it to the engine would be a pain in the ass. So quite glad that all I have to do, which is fiddly enough, is just click on that a few times and hold my button down whilst the magic occurs. You heard me. Bolting magic. Bolting magic. Bolting magic. Bolting magic. Screw you. Screws. We're bolts. There. Right. Okay, so the bolts are all on the front. Is there a wheel missing still? Oh, there is. Did I... oh, there's an outer tyre rod missing, perhaps. I think I'll put them both on now. And no more brake stuff to deal with here, so let's put the wheel back on. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And then we can raise it up. And stick on the rest of the exhausting. And find out whether I remember to buy the bits that I needed. I wish at this point it would at least move the camera slightly so you could see where you're meant to be bolting it on. I guess that might be a problematic thing to wish, but that's what wishes are for. You don't have to be realistic. Yay, I did buy it. Awesome. Come on, recalcitrant bolt. Come on. Yeah. What's a hot spot not? A hot spot without a spot to make it hot. Yeah, awesome. Right, and then the rear muffle. Rear muff. It's a special kind of muff. Keeps your rear all warm and quiet. Yep, that's great. Oops, yeah, missed that completely. Oh, exhaust, exhaust. Click on the exhaust. There we go. And spin. Long distance bolting. Latest of the boring Olympic sports. What's the boring Olympics, you ask? Given that remote bolting, whatever it was I said, is one of the events, I kind of think that should explain itself. Alright, is it no more parts to assemble? No more parts to assemble. And has that fixed the problem? I've not even looked at the engine yet, to be fair. No, okay. Alright, so that's all the... Where the hell am I? It's amazing you get lost in a small square room. So that's the suspension... No, yeah, the suspension, brakes and exhaust all sorted. So now, if anything's left to do, it'll be, theoretically, Don's Lengen. Alright, let's take off my Nemesis. Not seen one of them for a while. Let's check some filters. Sounds like the kind of thing he's missed if he's not done his checkups. I was at 95% and said so before I took it out. Oops. Oh, get out of the way, you bloody engine cover. I think one of the upgrades to being a mechanic should be having that disappear when you open the bonnet, and then go back on when you close the bonnet, and you never see it because you don't give a crap. Seriously. And it's a shame that you can tell the airflow meters percentage, but it doesn't give you no hint of the air filter itself. You should be able to tell something about the air filter from having run the engine and, you know, being a trained mechanic and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. What are these people even paid for? Or something. 95%. So let's put all that back together. Zoop. That's right, extra sound effects. Zoop. Zoop. It's Extra Sound Effect Friday. What do you do? Grin and bear it. No, I don't need to put that on yet. Right, okay, let's get back into removal mode and have a look at the electrics. Okay, that was fine. And the sparkies all look fine. Right. Starter motor looks good. Ignition module is 91%, which I think it was telling me before I even unscrewed it. So I'm going to say, well, that's fine. Okay, let's have a look at the belts. Okay, oh Jesus, the turpentine. That's the word. So I'm in assembly mode, aren't I? Yeah. So the serpentine belt looks. Oh, fucking zoom mode, seriously. Serpentine that's fine, but this belt looks knackered. So it's like it's bent, sort of solid around here where the tensioner is. So what's that on? It's on 10%. Okay, but I can even zoom into there or there. I can't be anywhere in between unless I actually click on something that gives me a mode that I can't get to manually. It's just obscenely ridiculous. Right, anyway, the rest of that looks fine. They're fine. Sparkies look fine, and that's fine. Okay, so let's put that back together. So in the end, we just needed a new timing belt, I believe. From the obvious stuff, unless I have to go into the clutch or whatever. Wow, I'm looking forward to selling all this. Oh, bloody plastic engine cover. So yeah, it's just a timing belt V6. It seems like setting up the timing would be an interesting mini-game, maybe? I don't know. I guess maybe they don't do that anymore. I just remember in the old days having to sort of watch somebody with a, you know, putting a chalk mark down and getting the strobe light out and adjusting the timing of that, and having to faff about it. It can be no less interesting than the bloody chip tuning, anyway, let's put it that way. Because, Jesus Christ, that's not very exciting. Anyway. Mini-games aren't the be-all and end-all. Thank the Lord. Right. Tensioner and serpentine belts. Okay. Now, that's almost no more parts to assemble. I can remember this piece of crap. So that potentially could be that. And it is. Awesome. Alright, let's do our end of job rituals. Shine it up. Make it look all nice. I don't want to shine it too much actually. It could be blind some poor bugger. Awesome. So that's quite a long one, but that was a big job. I mean, it's not sorry, it is V6. It wasn't a 4x4, which is kind of disappointing, the 4x4 DLC. But either way, job done. Let's just double check that it's ready to go, because sometimes, yeah, okay, awesome. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Come back next time when we'll do some more, probably not, 4x4. Bye bye.